evolving issue in my head, and it comes out very, very confusing. But now that I've said the confusion, let me be more categorical. Yes.
Okay. So is it relevant?
Yes.
Okay, good. So
look, the MPI as a measurement tool, as a monitoring tool, shows its power, and its power is in illustrating in a prioritized fashion what are the key drivers of poverty in society, be it unemployment, be it lack of education, be it lack of facilities such water, sanitation, and so on. That becomes very visible and easy to communicate. And therefore, if those are the main drivers, then we also know that those are then priorities. For instance, in South Africa, if we look at unemployment, it's the biggest driver of poverty. Lack of education is the second biggest. Then below that are things like sanitation, water, housing, and so on. But unemployment and lack of education contributes almost 2/3 as drivers of poverty, with education, with unemployment contributing about 52%. So if you were to ask the South African government what then are your priorities to tackle, they must be unemployment and education. And the education, of course, solves the problem of unemployment because you need to have productive forces. What is becoming evident as we work through multidimensional poverty is that indeed this is not only a tool for prioritization in the sphere and realm of planning, but it has to be transformed into a planning tool. And we need to now intellectually engage that thinking to see how does it become a planning tool. Why should I say that it should become a planning tool? It's because of the advantages it has, that we can actually mobilize the public towards participation in planning. You can mobilize the public to set their priorities. You can mobilize the public to hold themselves and those who have to implement and those who set policies to account. And MPI holds this together in a very clear fashion because one, you can report at the local level, you can report at the level of themes, and you can report at different levels, whether it's monitoring, prioritization, and planning. But we need now to strengthen the contribution of MPI to planning, to actual design of planning as part and parcel of planning tools. It has distinguished itself as a tool for prioritization. But now you need to look at how does it form part and parcel of your modeling tools. For instance, the growth accounting framework, where you actually have to maximize incomes of society, either through terms of trade, through labor absorption rates, or labor productivity. How does the MPI set itself in motion there? Or through how do you maximize benefits through the social accounting matrix? Who benefits from the products of development or growth? Or alternatively, through the input-output tables, where you look at how the production system functions in terms of what products are consumed for producing other products, be it for final consumption by government, industry, or households, or as intermediary products that have to feed into the production of other things. If we think theoretically, the MPI should be able to be factored into that space so that you know what the benefits are going to be like in the reduction of poverty. So by setting the objective as reduction or elimination of poverty, increasing incomes, and increasing participation, the MPI seems to be the instrument that can catalyze and mobilize more effectively in the space of planning tools.
Thank you, Bali. That's
Yes, you see.
Like a second thing. I was thinking, because you've been also talking about Africa as a region, that diverse region. So could you say something about the MPI in Africa at large, the progress that has been made and challenges for the future given the diversity of these countries?
Yes, I think MPI, over the last 10 years, we in South Africa started getting introduced in MPI probably by the third year of, the birth of MPI, or the fourth year. And as I said, we have been using it quite extensively to look at poverty and drivers of poverty. On the continent of Africa, many countries have, like Uganda, Tanzania, Egypt, and so on. Although I think in Latin America, there's been a lot more movement in the use of multidimensionality. The MPI may not be new. I mean, the Human Development Index has been there. It showed that you can actually look at poverty from a multidimensional point of view, but the weakness with the HDI, it's not built bottom up from micro data, but it's harvesting data at a highly aggregated level, and it can tell you a lot more. But the MPI, I think, as a strength is that it builds data systems bottom up, looking at census data, looking at brings about multidimensionality as a principle that is well researched in terms of poverty. And in Africa, where in a few years' time, 70 years, every third person on earth will be African. And I think we have to think very hard as to how we deal with poverty in Africa, and multidimensional poverty analysis helps us, and through the MPPN, the network, we can build a robust set of professionals and institutions that work on the MPI.
Yeah, on that point, why should African countries embark on multidimensional poverty?
Well, one of the biggest problems that afflicts Africa is poverty. I've already said in South Africa, it's a big issue, and many African countries are afflicted by poverty. There are populations, as I say, every third person on the continent will be African. MPI helps us monitor poverty, understand it in its multidimensionality. And as I said, it's very crucial now to turn that monitoring and as well as reporting of MPI into a planning tool, because observing is one thing, and continuing to observe without changing the circumstances is not good enough. What we have to do is to use this instrument and use its power of public mobilization and visibility and simplicity of understanding what afflicts society for purposes of planning and public participation in the planning systems. And in Africa, this is greatly needed, because that's where the poverty is greatest.
Thank you, Bali. Let's switch to. I'd like to ask you about SDGs, because the multidimensional poverty also it's playing an important role there. Mm-hmm. So, what's your point of view in we have now 17 goals. First of them is reducing poverty in all of its forms and dimensions. There are debates around that, and what's the role of multidimensional poverty within that context?
Well, I mean, the $90 a day, which is the current standard, it's an important one for comparability, because you still need a money metric measure to compare across nations. But as we know, it's been proven again and again that poverty is not money, but it has deprivations. Amartya Sen, when he talks about poverty, he actually talks about it in relation to deprivations of sorts, not only not having the purchasing power in the form of money, but voice as a driver of poverty. So multidimensional poverty is very, very crucial, and I think we are making progress in ensuring that it is one of the indicators that are set in measurement of poverty. Not only that, it actually cuts across several of the 17 goals. While it may be addressing poverty, which is goal 1 of poverty reduction and subsets of those goals, but reduction of poverty is in part how much is produced in agriculture, how much of the environment is used, how much of this and that is used. Which brings me to the last point of multidimensional poverty. When we look at demographic transitions in countries, in many ways, if you look at Europe, which is already aged, and the poverty drivers will be driven by this transition. And it's not only therefore a factor of lack of money, it is also the aging, the health conditions and so on. When you look at Asia, which is actually reaping the benefits of the dividend, a demographic dividend, and Africa, where we are asking questions, how are we going to get to the dividend? Multidimensional approaches to these demographic shifts seem to be the most appropriate in measurement. So that is why I'm quite keen to see how this can be used as a planning tool. These ideas are beginning to germinate. They are forming in the head, but are not very clear. But I can, with a lot of conviction, that that's the way to go.
Okay, it's cut here, and